affairs details. We have a developing story from the eastern region where the government has pledged to address a pressing concern affecting school children in the Asioko community. The community school children have been facing a daunting challenge having to cross the treasurer's water body to access their school, but the Member of Parliament for Lower West Akim Owin Kwame Frimpong and the Eastern Regional Minister have visited the community and assured them of the government's commitment to finding a lasting solution. The visit comes as part of the government broader initiative to reset Ghana and remove barriers to education and healthcare across the country.
We have also seen that the Defense Ministry has gotten interested because of the bravery nature of the young man, and our President John Dramani Mahama is also interested in the issue. We are here today to tell the people of Asioko that our presidents have seen their plight, the Defense Ministry has seen their plight, and living here, we are leaving them with one word, that we are a government that deliver on our promise. So, living here is not just like leaving them. Very soon, the project will be started, and the people of Asioko are going to have their children crossing this river in peace to go out and come back.
It's not the first bridge we have to do. I've even done 2 of this when we were campaigning. So once this one has catches the eye of the president, I think they are going to do it better and better so that it will be an alternative road. Because on the major road, whenever they use that major road, they have a whole lot of incidents which are not good. Car knocking them down because the pedestrians are worried. So they choose here as an alternative and a better one for them. So that's why we intervene. God being so good, I think one, he has catches the eye of the president, and even myself as the MP, we will collaborate and we will fix it for the good people of Asioko.
We are still on this story because the government intervention is seen as a welcome relief by the community who have been struggling to find a safe and reliable way for their children to access education. We will continue to follow this story and bring you updates on the government effort to address this pressing concern. And now from the eastern region, in the greater Accra region, a massive fire outbreak was brought under control by the Ghana National Fire Service in the Tema industrial area. The fire restarted around 4 p.m. on Monday, destroyed essential items stored in the warehouse. Fortunately, no casualties were recorded. 5 fire tenders were deployed to bring the situation under control and minimize further damage. The exact cause of the blaze remains unknown at this time. Authorities are still assessing the extent of the losses, and an investigation into the cause of the fire is ongoing. We are still on fire outbreaks. Tragedy has struck in the Ashanti region, where a devastating fire has claimed the lives of a nurse and her 3 children. The incident occurred in the early hours of Saturday at Jinyase in the Asioko municipality. According to the eyewitnesses, the family was trapped inside their 3-bedroom house despite the desperate rescue attempt by neighbors. The intensify of the flames made access to the building impossible. 3 other house occupants were rescued and are currently receiving treatment at Kumasi South Hospital. The charred bodies of the nurse Linda Ajiman and her 3 children have been transported to the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital for preservation. The Ghana Fire Service has launched an investigation to determine the cause of the fire. Now, Ghana has been experiencing a series of devastating fire outbreaks, with the Techiman Central Markets recording 2 incidents in just a month. The Ghana National Fire Service and the National Disaster Management Organization have attributed these fires to human factors, emphasizing the need for citizens to adhere to safety precautions.
This follows the recent fire incident in the Techiman Central Market, raising shops and causing significant loss of goods worth millions of cedis, leaving traders in despair. According to ACFO Reverend Naomi Ofori Adobia Sapon, Bono East Regional Commander of the Ghana National Fire Service, the service has been working tirelessly to sensitize citizens on fire safety. However, she lamented that Ghanaians' failure to adhere to these directives has led to the persistence of these fires.
Nearly all data yellow cordon. The constitution of a natural. Ghana has building the Chimacuna. Is caused by a human factor. The put a million humanity to them, then it's a factor in the phone and I'm also
The Techiman Metro NADMO coordinator Erica Siedu shared similar concern, highlighting the lack of cooperation from citizens, which undermines the work of personnel. To prevent future fires, ACFO Naomi Sapon urged market authorities to provide a place for a fire post, emphasizing its significance in preventing frequent fire outbreaks in the market.
We are still in the Bono East region because Sunday evening's fire incident in the Techiman Central Market is the second in 4 weeks to strip traders of their investments worth millions of Ghana cedis. The affected traders who have lost their livelihoods are now calling on the government and major stakeholders to provide support.
The devastating fire on Sunday night razed close to 200 wooden structures, causing significant loss to goods worth millions of Ghana cedis. It's the second in 4 weeks, stripping traders of their investment. Wooden shops and their content running into hundreds of Ghana cedis was destroyed. The fire occurred when trading activities had come to an end. Personnel deployed by the fire service had a tough time putting out the fire. Affected traders revealed that their goods were given to them on credit, a situation that will make repayment difficult.
It is low. Yakobo Shaledi. Mimjira was sale. Lemon in a woman. 1,000. First, Nami was coming so make an accident. 2018. The accident to 2018, second university means some. To make us from us, I'm no more Juma. Our Takrade is the man. Umajimedi said Juma no more young. Miana pa bonnet, me for muska. We could be a mobile. I'm a metal. The same make up pressy, because I make up a whisker. I'm a boy, make up pressy in the GDA. Our Jimmy dear. We know more Juma 15 years at home. As is here, some way at home. To me, near that so baby, I say. Because of us, no, mean to make me no master, I mean, catch wrong. And I'm also in to make us.
Me fili namono no maton. Omo bana meja na ocho oba no aba bejiska. Na no namo meje ya me dia kwesi wochimai. Pan no ye mi aba ye namono no ni nyina ahye. Sese me mu kwan ya me fatu. Mu kwan ya me fatu. Eti ya na mfo no ka. Ti mesia Ghana bana se mesia o mebu bawo school mu na sike university. That's a mean to
Other victims recalled a similar misfortune 5 years ago, denying them of their investment.
5 years, we say 2 years, so I know what we are. They are second for the white mantia. It was about it. By one boy. Yes, I knew
2019, the same problem we face here. Yanya one free baby amma. Yanya apart from say MP no honorable Ajemansa obebo apata free mu.
The Queen Mother of the market called on government to provide traders with support.
A trader and channel atriano. A brilliant so. Na do so me. Maybe I'm a see if you say. Me man na wo hwe car ba bo. Bi nam wa kwaje be na so be 25. Bi de be 30. I'm afraid be su ba huna ma me kakase be nkita sika be de adwuma. Amanfo be bosia ne be de adwuma na be de ahwe nkorai. Binu nkora be kunu be ne be hwe be kunu. Na sa to ire nche me ya to be. Ya fine. Enti mi di ho ya pa enti me sra bare. So na boye na wa na boye amanfo be pewu. Wo hwe dwama na me ata nyina be bi so ahia sai. Bi ne nam kantin be 50. Bi 70 wo de be gu watchman. Ni nyina ahye. Se wo fine. Enti me sra bare. Sana na hema na e kasai. Wonna na nim hwe. Na wo mehwe amanfo be na masɛ no.
Affected traders called for heavy security in the market center.
Ni ba mofo ye wo watchman ma be wodwoma na nso sa watchman fe be kokko da fie eni nti ke be stress nka ba mofo emre tatmendwoma emfa maye se na be ya sa de bie ya be betima so nipa numu enyam nipa so ne yesa nem na ehye to wada wo ma ke be stress ba mofo na dwai mu
semufo no ba sisi patapata e gwa na chi binuma no matai binuma no wi enti ye nim kwa ofa so a ye dwane timi hye enti ye sra bare so ma bamfo emra light bia ni dwama enti minister ba yi no ye sra no ne omra na o mehwe na wo mo ama no.
Reporting for Globe News, Belinda Tete, Tichima Market, Bono East Region.
Away from this cholera outbreak in the Efutu municipality of the Ghana Central region has claimed the lives of 2 children, with 356 suspected cases and 29 confirmed ones reported. The outbreak has prompted concerns from health officials, with Dr. Douglas Amponsa, acting medical superintendent of the Winneba Municipal Hospital, describing the situation as alarming.
As of now, 15 patients are hospitalized, with 10 in critical condition. However, health workers are optimistic that around 100 patients showing symptoms of cholera will be discharged soon. The outbreak is mainly affecting fishing communities along the coast, with children and pregnant women being the most vulnerable. To combat the spread of the disease, health officers are working to curb the outbreak and treat victims, with Dr. Douglas Amponsa calling for emergency steps to be taken.
We have 356 cases, we have confirmed 1, and then on our radar we have confirmed 1 death. As at nothing, we have confirmed 2. Starting from the October, we had 1 death at the October, and then currently we have 1 death. And this was from the same family, a family, so we say the children here. All of them came, and the mothers were bringing them one after the other. So they brought few of them, then later bring more. So the one they came was very late case, and then we try whatever we can do. We couldn't save that child.
In response to the crisis, James Kofi Annan, the NDC 2024 parliamentary candidate for the Efutu constituency, has donated items to the municipal hospital and pledged to relocate refuse sites in coastal communities to improve sanitation and hygiene.
When I saw where these cases are coming from, I realized that where the sanitation is better, we don't have any cases coming from there, like low cost, no campus areas. I saw that no case has come from there. It's because they have, a lot of them have running water in their homes, they have toilets in their homes, sanitation situation is better there, etc. But where the cases are coming from, like Sanko, Joma, Konkwechu, Atapukodo, and co, you can see that sanitation is an issue. And sanitation is a complex situation there. we're talking about, places of convenience, like where they have toilets. We're talking about water running. They don't have them in their homes. We're talking about gutters choke, people throwing gutters in the throwing rubbish in the gutters, and then water running through those gutters and children going to play in it.
The Futu municipality has become a hotspot for cholera, similar to other districts in the central region, including Ajumakun, Agona West, and Ekumfi.
Are you still watching our main news bulletin for this morning? Coming up on the program, President John Dramani Mahama says Ghana is no longer a safe haven for those who defraud the state. More stories coming up right after the break this day. Welcome back from the break. Now, President John Dramani Mahama says Ghana is no longer a safe haven for those who defraud the state. Speaking at the presentation of the Operation Recover All Littoral Team's report in Accra on Monday, President Mahama assured Ghanaians that the fight against corruption will continue with renewed vigor. He issued a stern warning to those who think they can defraud the state and escape justice.
It is with great solemnity and a deep sense of duty that I receive this comprehensive report of Operation Recover All the Loot, an initiative that represents an unwavering commitment to the fight against corruption, financial malfeasance, and the misappropriation of public resources. From the onset of my administration, I made it clear that Ghana's resources belong to the people of Ghana and must be used judicially for their collective good. The diversion of public funds for personal gain undermines development, it erodes public trust, and deepens inequality. It is for this reason that Operation Recover All the Loot was launched, to ensure that what had been wrongfully taken from the state is restored to its rightful owners, the Ghanaian people. I therefore wish to commend the members of this team for their dedication and professionalism in carrying out this vital national assignments without compensation, without expectation of any remuneration. The meticulous investigations, legal actions, and asset recoveries reflected in this report are a testament to the seriousness with which this government approaches the issue of accountability and good governance. The findings of this report make for sober reading. They reveal the scale of financial leakages that have cost our nation dearly. Resources that should have been invested in education, healthcare, infrastructure, and social development. But they also offer hope that through our collective efforts, we can reclaim what is ours and deter future acts of economic sabotage. As we receive this report, let me assure the Ghanaian people that the work does not end here. The recommendations of the report will be carefully studied, and where legal action and investigations are warranted, they will be pursued without fear or favor. Every peso recovered will be channeled back into national development, and mechanisms will be strengthened to prevent such losses in the future. I have promptly handed over the report to the Attorney General and Minister of reported in here with a view to prosecuting anyone found liable for corruption or related offenses. Those who think they can defraud the state and escape justice Let this serve as a strong warning. Ghana is no longer.
In other stories, KGL Group has launched a state-of-the-art mental health facility in Kumasi, reaffirming its commitment to the welfare of Asanteman. This multi-million-dollar facility, said to be completed within 12 months, will be the first of its kind, offering comprehensive mental health services to address the growing needs within the Ashanti region.
The facility is designed to serve not only residents of Kumasi but also surrounding communities, ensuring individuals struggling with mental health conditions receive the necessary attention and treatment. The initiative aligns with KGL Group's ongoing efforts to raise awareness about mental health and provide crucial support across the country. Speaking on the project, the executive chairman of KGL Group, Alex Apaudade, emphasized that the facility's construction presents a crucial investment in the socio-economic well-being of the Ashanti region, ensuring a healthier future for its residents.
Like Dee said, we are very passionate about mental health. We've done it across, we have been involved in it across some parts of the world. So the opportunity to set up one of the only mental health facilities north of the country, it's such a great opportunity. So we didn't waste time in doing that. We are hoping to deliver this within this year, and KGL is very committed. One thing that we hold very to be a privilege for us is giving. As I mentioned earlier, we don't give because we have a lot. We give because it's the philosophy of my personal philosophy and that of the company to give. So on behalf of my directors, on behalf of my family, on behalf of my son who also heads the foundation, we are very happy to invest in this multi-million dollar facility.
The founder of EVE Medical Health Foundation, Lady Julia Oseitutu, expressed her deep appreciation for KGL Group's commitment to transformative projects in Ghana, emphasizing the urgent need for mental health support.
This is finally happening. I mean, we've been at it for a while, and I want to thank Alex and the KGL Group for coming to our aid as soon as we approached them. As we've heard, mental health is an issue that is taking a center stage in our world these days. Unfortunately, with our circumstances in our various countries, it's been something that has sort of been brushed under the carpet, but it cannot be for much longer. It is an issue that affects every single person in our society, so it needs to be taken seriously. So I'm glad that at least the private sector has heeded.
In the Central region, is the Queen Mothers from the Chief Woman Traditional Council in Ghana's Central region have come forward to debunk rumors circulating on social media and traditional media that Obrimpon Appiah-Nyeama, the third president of the Chief Traditional Council, has passed away. According to Nana Abena Anchua, the second Queen Mother of the traditional area, the rumors are completely false, and Obrimpon Appiah-Nyeama, the third, is indeed alive and well.
Near Pesa Ghana for Yinatie, and they said, Chufumai Hine Obrimpon Appiah-Nyeama, Doctor Otiase, Onguye. Ye pesa ye maya wa kwentuomo ke post baby biara etise Chufumai Hine etiase my Ghana nyina ante ye besre say yasama ye ken endru on my penny na so ye e na chieftaincy minister ontie ya sopem e de kire say traditional council biara wo ni din traditional council bi nkonkofa ne nyonko din Chufu eye nkura sabita frache ye kura nkuro to ma 50 enti ye pese Ghana man nyina ehu se nana amwa sasraku eye heman hene e na wawu bikita krat eye kire se omudi yen yedin akwa akoto omo ho so se Chufumai Hene e na ewu Chufumai Hene na mwe sasraku yi obi enim so ye heman hene enkro ye kita nkro 250 na obi okita mienu de wo se dan na sabi obefa yedin na bra udin wo honom sa wo som me na wo te wo ho na apemidin na afa kakra eno nkyerɛ sɛ kofa me din to ho so na me a me di me din ne de sɛbe me nya akwada enti na ye kama Ghana man ɔman panin ne panifo ate sɛ twufoman hene te ase yɛdamanse
nti asante hene ma ya abodin o wan oboso a sɛ twufufo ye wura fi abakɔsɛm a ɛne yɛgyina ha sɛ bibi ti a wɔsɛ yɛn so ɛbrɛ bi sɛ yɛka ya ba asante hene wɔ twene a wɔboso a wɔse kyerɛ twufu satan na hema hene na ɔwɔ hefa menti kyerɛ heman abakɔsɛm no menti kyerɛ twufu yani ya bodin sa plaka sa jama dumfu a ye fiti kroti ani ye ho abo afie mu ye di tufu ase kire se ye si wo mema ni ye betwi afa wo so ya wa mrane ye fra ye tufu ba kro nyansa mone ye si wo kro ma ni ye bebo kro no ye kokon asam ye nya tufu ye sra nananom ye sra council of state ni traditional council house of chief National House of Chief and pennyfo amokadi eyeye ma yese ya pamocho se momma yemfa abakosam nya adwuma enye sika ne ye de ka abakosam ye ka hinia ye ka sika ho asam de nanso ye ka abakosam a ye de abakosam ne ka abakosam enye sika
wo traditional area edi bi afa so fa bia no obi no mpre so why this into sanjrofo some frame a eno na aha ma na ewa ha nyina wo twufu mamu ni abrochi mamu nyina se yatese na napie nuama wu ni ebe na yie me na beti ana mo interview mi no mi hu ye asema ho no
Trump's offer to rehouse White House Africans as refugees fleeing persecution may not spark quite the rush he anticipates, as right-wing white lobby groups want to tackle the injustice of black majority rule on home soil. Trump on Friday signed an executive order to cut U.S. aid to South Africa, citing an expropriation act that President Cyril Ramaphosa signed last month, aiming to address land inequalities that stem from South Africa's history of white supremacy.
U.S. President Donald Trump's offer to take in white South Africans as refugees fleeing persecution may not spur quite the rush he anticipated. An executive order he signed on Friday provided for resettlement in the U.S. of, quote, Afrikaners in South Africa who are victims of unjust racial discrimination as refugees. Afrikaners are mostly white South African descendants of Dutch and French settlers, some tracing back their roots in the country to the 17th century. But it's not clear they want to flee the place they've called home for hundreds of years.
Why would you want to go? There hasn't been any really bad taking over of land. The people are carrying on like normal. And, you know, what are you going to do over there?
That was the response from Neville van der Merwe, a white 78-year-old pensioner living in Cape Town. And he had this to say about Trump cutting off aid to his country.
We all know how Mr. Trump behaves, you know, so it's not, why should they do that? It is being spiteful.
Trump is pushing back against a law signed last month by President Cyril Ramaphosa, aimed at addressing the country's unequal land ownership. White South Africans make up less than a tenth of the country's population, but a legacy of the racist apartheid government left 3/4 of privately owned land in the hands of the white minority, after 3.5 million black people were forced from their homes. The new law makes it easier for the state to expropriate land for what it says is the public interest.
And we will not be bullied.
Ramaphosa's governing African National Congress, or ANC, has defended the measure and accused Trump of amplifying misinformation propagated by AfriForum, an Afrikaner-led group. And even that group, which lobbied Trump's previous administration on their cause, said it was not taking up his offer.
We have to state categorically, we don't want to move elsewhere.
That's AfriForum CEO Callie Creel speaking on Saturday. Alongside Creel was Philip Buys, who chairs the Solidarity Trade Union, a group that says it
Sports coming up in the Ghana Premier League. Accra Heart of Oak and Kumasi Asante Kotoko have released a joint statement calling for sweeping reforms this day. In the Ghana Premier League, Accra Heart of Oak and Kumasi Asante Kotoko have released a joint statement calling for sweeping reforms. The statement dated February 7 demands that the running of the league be taken away from the Ghana Football Association and handed to an autonomous body. The statement explains that this is the only way to restore the integrity of the league and prevent further incidents of fan hooliganism. The statement also calls for both Heart of Oak and Asante Kotoko to have automatic support on the GFA's executive committee moving forward. This development comes in the wake of the violent clashes that took place during Kotoko's Week 19 league game against Nswatman FC, which resulted in the tragic death of a Kotoko fan. The Ghana Football Association has yet to respond to the joint statement. Goals for Daniel Munoz and Justice Deveni saw Crystal Palace through to the FA Cup 5th round with a 2-0 win.
Exquisite finish to give.
That brings us to the end in sports. We take a recap of the top stories. The government has pledged to address the present concern affecting school children in the Asioko community in the eastern region. A devastating fire has claimed the lives of a nurse and her 3 children in the Ashanti region. And on the international front, Trump's refugee of a forced flat with white South Africans who prefer to fight for their rights at home. In sports, in the Ghana Premier League, Accra Heart of Oak and Kumasi Asante Kotoko have released a joint statement calling for sweeping reforms. That's how we draw the curtains on the bulletin this morning. I am Sandra BOAHEN. Up next is